Oh, whoops. No, this does not look how it's supposed to look like. I need to remove this. Yeah. Gone. Then I need to turn everything red. Okay. Snap. Red. Snap. Not red. Snap. Red. And now, chat only needs to catch up. Hello, Tenboy. Hello, Arika. Welcome, everybody, to the stream. We have returned to Omniscient Reader's viewpoint. Today, we are going to read chapters 221, 222, and 223. And I think, what was it? Chapter 189. Let me check that. 189. Yeah, I'm going to read novel chapter 189 after finishing the Webtoon chapters today. Because there was told me that apparently the Webtoon might be missing a few things, so we're going to look at that specific chapter of the novel as well. Then I'm going to get into... First of all, I'm going to give you the screen. 220 was the big final fight against Dogja. Everybody was going to... I can finally catch the stream! Hello, Sour fan! Was the big final battle against Dogja. And everybody was crying, was sad. And even Yusung got her first stigma. Will of Sacrifice. And the Will of Sacrifice activated even though she didn't want it, because it makes everybody grows more powerful the more desperation there is. In normally this is basically like desperation in a way of like, I don't want, we can't lose like this, no, I'm desperate of winning. But in this case they are actually desperate of being able to defeat Dogja. They are desperate of not wanting to defeat Dogja. My younger sis also watching the stream. Well, welcome, Arika younger sis. And hello, Matcha. If I'm a red panda, well, where's my buttons? I would say I'm a Dokebi, but hey, maybe I'm a red panda. What are Dokebis? We don't even have belly buttons. Yeah, so everybody managed to defeat Dogja here. He just reminisced about everything and all these characters, all the things that we went through. That is still such a cool panel of Soo-young holding all of these gems. What did this do again? I completely forgot what happened when Soo-young was holding all of these gems. Because those gems were connected to... What were they again? Was it connected about something with kings? No, it couldn't be kings. It should be lovers. I sound so disappointing. Hello, much. Should be lovers. Wrong translation. No. We're not polygamy. I love how it's like... And other times it was my friends. You have those two little kids who were his friends. And it was also my lover. And my lover. Lover, Soo-young. It created a sword. Created a sword? I guess that sword isn't really relevant anymore. There he is, dying. From the final attack of Jungyok. Goodbye. Farewell. I wonder how Dogja is going to get out of this situation. It will be. It will be a sword. Those stones will be a sword? Did you say kings? No, I said kings. König. Archdemon Dogja looks breedable. She's not wrong. Hey, what up? The dad that left arrived. Do you finally have the milk? Ooh, kings, my bad. Getting sucked up. And then the money justifier doesn't want you to die. Junghyuk trying to rescue him, but doesn't work. Doesn't want you to die. 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 A very sad moment. Dogja, no! Cows are hard to get, man. Yes. And then here, the Star Stream has announced your modifier. Demon King of Salvation. That Dogja is my least favorite Dogja. I'm late, but greetings. Well, you're not all that late. It's not even 10 minutes in yet. Okay, now to the first real chapter of the day. Someone has completed the 10th main scenario. Congratulations, you have passed the 10th scenario. You've completed the Liberator of the Soul Dome achievement. You can now escape from the Soul Dome. Ooh, big words. The comments are funny in this chapter, you should check it out. Okay, will do. Escaping from the Soul Dome. So now we're going on to into a global, or at least continental level. It's first time catching a stream. Welcome, Jan, Mr. Frömming. Welcome to the stream. I hope you had a nice day, and it's only going to get nicer from here on out, being able to watch Omniscient Readers together with us. What happened to Mr. Dogja? Does anyone know? Please tell me what happened to him. Master, what happened to Mr. Dogja? Junghyuk, please tell us. I don't know myself what has happened to Dogja. Constellation, the prisoner of the Golden Headband, is in despair. Or we fandom. No, but he told us himself that he won't ever die. He told us that he'll come back to life. So why? Constitutional Abyssal Black Flame Dragon lies down in place. Constellation So A Il Pil breaks his pen in half. Have I heard that name before? Who's that guy again? Constellation, god of alcohol and ecstasy, stares into the abyss. The constellation of the Korean Peninsula laments the death of a constellation. The constellation of the Korean Peninsula swear to hold someone's name in memory. There could be a way. If I regress now, Dogja may come back to life. However, get a hold of yourself, Junghyuk. What if Dogja isn't here after I regress? Yeah, because he wasn't there for the first few runs, so that's a good question. Don't fool yourself into thinking that things will get better if you keep repeating everything. What if the Dogja Kim I meet in the next round acts differently? So just live the life you're in now. Starting to think, the dad that left is actually Dogja. Look at those two kids crying. It very well could be the case that this world you are about to abandon might be the one round that you have, where you can see the end of the world as a human. So, did the Junghyuk at the end of the story that Dogja read not, was he not a human? Like, assuming like of the specification of like, where you can see the end of the world as a human, that would mean that in the ORV that, or like in the Trissa that Dogja read, that Junghyuk wasn't a human at the end. But that's just a theory. What are you guys still doing here? I'm sure you've all seen the system message. Hey, I didn't do that. I wasn't even there to make them cry. I see. You're all lamenting his death. Who is that guy? Did we go to school together? Huh? What happened to Dogja? He was expelled from the scenario. I'm asking you what that's supposed to mean. Is he alive or is he dead? She's saying you have a cool voice. Eds, you sound like Breeze from ChatGPT. I have no idea how Breeze sounds. I think I have a normal voice. I don't know, but whether it be an incarnation or a constellation, there's no way for those who have been expelled from the scenario to survive. That's all I know. You should focus on the scenario you're in instead of wasting your time on such trivial matters. You still have not fully escaped from the Soul Dome just yet. An escape scenario has been initiated. Ooh, that's a new type of scenario. We have never heard of that before. Pyro sounds like an AI. Got it. Yes, an escape scenario has been initiated. The Soul Dome will be closed off soon. You must escape Soul Dome within half a day. The escape route will be provided to you. You will die unless you escape the Soul Dome within the given time limit. Dang it. Oh, look at those arrows. An escape mission. How could I do that? Let's get a move on. Are they going to a portal now? I guess. Oh my god, it's the shut-in! It's been so long since we have seen the shut-in. What the hell? Who are these guys with horns, by the way? Like this guy. I guess this is a bow. I guess they are wearing masks or something. She's advising you could use a voice changer to sound like a girl and get more fans. Voice changers don't sound that well. It's leading out of the dome, but I'm wondering, like, is it just leading out of the dome in the way of, like, it leads from Seoul to outside of Seoul, or is it going to lead to another place entirely? Voice changers don't sound that well. Like, it can make me sound higher pitched or something, but it wouldn't really make me sound like a girl. Like, have you actually heard voice changers? Like, I have not heard any voice changers that make you actually sound properly like what you're trying to change into. But who cares? If I want, I could literally make myself an avatar with big booba, because that would already attract a lot of people. Outside of Seoul? Yeah, like, outside of Seoul, there's still a lot of Korea. But like, I thought like maybe it's going to lead them into a different realm where like the different people from all the different domes are going to come together. I don't know. But it's probably not that. Waifu Pyro? Yeah, Farah. You can draw me pregnant. I know. You have the capabilities for that. This must be the exit. Well, if we leave this place... Junghyuk, don't waste this chance Dogja gave you. I won't give up on my current life. So all of you should do the same. Let's go! He's such a protagonist. He's such a protagonist. And in the darkness woke Dogja Kim, who came to be all alone. But he's not a Demon King form anymore. He's just Dogja Kim. Not Demon King, but Dogja Kim. The story's horizon. All the bones in his body ached, and his skin was hardened like the skin of a dead animal. Man, finally acting like a protein. It's the voice of the fourth wall. Where am I? I'm alive, thought Dogja Kim. Or shall I say, Perrier? Perrier? Huh? Sol? You are currently expelled from scenarios. You are currently outside of the scenario area. I would have been flooded with messages from the constellations, but all I see now is the system messages. Dr. Kim began to think, I really am alone now. Seoul has become an out-of-bounds area. My friends must have escaped safely. As happy as he was, Dr. also felt a tinge of sadness. At least the fourth wall is talking to him. Now that he was alone, he had a task to accomplish. It was for that task that he chose the path of a miserable death. So this is outside of the Soul Dome. Oh, no, wait. Dogja is still inside of the Soul Dome? Or, I think everybody left and Dogja is still inside of the Soul Dome, but Soul Dome is like now out of bounds of scenarios? Dogja and Fourth Wall about to break up. No. Walking the streets of Seoul, Dogja became immersed in his memories of recent events. Everywhere he went, he saw the places where he had taken part in the scenario with his friends. That's when he was reminded once again that he had now become a part of Twissa. So what did those goofy guys say? Dogja, were you killed? Sadly, yes, but I lived. Tales of my death have been greatly exaggerated. Dogja. Excerpt from the novel. I mean, I'm going to read to 190? I thought we were only in 189. which one is it? Or the... come on, this one. Wait, I'm not going to read 189 to 193 today. I'm not going to read that many chapters today. So, I guess I'm only going to read novel 189. So I'm wondering if people told me I should read novel 189. I'm wondering why this guy's saying that. She's asking if dokubis are gold. She's kinda right. Dokubis are mythological beings. Like, dokubi is technically sometimes translated, it's like a Korean word, and it sometimes gets translated to goblin, but it's like a different mythological kind of being. Should I read this now? I'm going to read 189. I'm going to read 189, so I guess I'm not reading this right now. Walking the streets of Seoul. Just call them legendary goats, and fine. Walking the streets of Seoul, Dr. became immersed in his memories of recent events. Everywhere he went, he saw the places where he had taken part in the scenarios of his friends. Not always, Mancha, not always. That he had now become a part of Twisa. The Story's Horizon, Part 2. He definitely lived through the story. Gosh, that's touching and all, but can you cut it out already? When are you going to keep mumbling to yourself? Out of annoyance, Dr. Kim told the fourth wall off. How much time has passed? That's what Dr. Kim wanted to ask, but there wasn't anyone around to answer him. You could be the one to answer me. Let's go over a few things first. I managed to survive since I became a constellation, but my physical incarnation was completely destroyed. Many of your stories have been damaged. Your physical incarnation is currently completely destroyed. So I don't have a body right now. I'm just made up of a very incomplete set of stories. Don't bully the fourth wall. The fourth wall, Sean, is innocent. Your physical incarnation is in extreme danger. There doesn't seem to be a way to restore your physical body. Can I still use Omniscient Reader's viewpoint? The area you're in does not allow you to use Omniscient Reader's viewpoint. I guess not. You have lost all contact with your incarnation. Doesn't work either. You cannot use the channel system. This too. I guess I really am alone now. No one is able to see me, and I can't see anyone either. Well, I guess I'm not completely alone. Don't fight with her, Dojiga! Dojiga! Dog is not Kim, like always. She's gonna pamper you. How long are you going to keep this up? No one is able to see me, and I can't see anyone either. Oh. Dr. Kim was too stupid to realize why the Great Fourth Wall... Now it's the Great Fourth Wall was bothering to narrate everything that was happening. I guess you can do more than just describe things. What on earth are you? Are you really a skill? Stupid Dr. Kim said into thin air. Why you? Stupid Dr. Kim. Stop that or I'll switch off the skill. The fourth wall speaks. Should I stop that? Jerk. He didn't have any trouble expressing himself. That's right, please stop. I want to be left alone right now. The greatest fourth wall. Personal skill, the fourth wall becomes silent. Can't breathe. And it feels as though someone squeezed the air out of my lungs. The star stream is a world made of stories. There are no exceptions whether you are an incarnation or a constellation. The speed at which your stories are being damaged has increased. All beings breathe through their stories and exist through their stories. So nothing can keep existing in a place where stories do not exist. So basically the fourth wall was narrating so that Dogja was like experiencing a story in the moment, and so he wouldn't cease to exist. Your existence nearing extinction. Even I... Damn it, help me! I finally see why the fourth wall kept babbling on. He was doing that to keep me alive. Oh, look, you can see his arm vanishing, kind of. It's like cracking, the glitching parts on his back. Soon the fourth wall. He's actually been telling me stories, so that I would be able to survive in a place where no stories exist. The fourth wall speaks. You fool. Damn it. I seem to have underestimated the situation I am in. If it wasn't for the fourth wall, I wouldn't have managed to survive being here. Dr. Kim began to think that he should never take the fourth wall for granted again. How much longer can you protect me? The fourth wall speaks. Not that long. The plausibility storm. Well, it's natural for the fourth wall to have trouble handling the plausibility storm, since it can only be not neutralized with the help of a constellation. Ooh, there is a shadow behind him. Dr. Kim knew exactly what that thing was. It was a cleaner. Yes, I do. The scenario cleaners. Ah, I knew it! I knew it! This guy's cleaning! Is that you? Now, I like the theory that somehow fourth wall is a Sooyoung version. I don't know. Respect the janitors. I will. They remind me somehow of a different thing that I know. I don't know if it's like those small soot creatures from not Journey to the East. Freaking the thing of Haku. What is it called again? Spirited Away. The soot creatures from Spirited Away. And yeah. What else was there? I mean, the idea that Sooyoung is somehow the fourth wall would be something like... Sooyoung did say she split up and one of her split beings is like going her own path. But what if that thing that went on her own path somehow became the fourth wall because they split not in the scenarios but like even before the scenarios? That reminds me of the game called Little Nightmares or Hollow Knights. Dr. Kim began to think. The cleaners being here must mean that the cleaning of the scenario area has begun. And soon the Horizon's demon will show themselves. Theory is good. You really are good at reading minds. But first, there's something I need to find. Dongguk University Station. Yaksu Station. Gumho Station. Better keep the spoilers to myself. Oksu Station. This is where it all started. The nightmares, damn that bitch 6. This is where it all began. I can trust you, right, Dogja? I'm leaving this year as you asked. Thanks for being an incarnation on my channel. I hope you survive. Did freaking Byung leave this year? Spoilers are for sure how smiting happens. Mono deserved a happy ending. I have no idea what you're talking about. I have never played Little Nightmares. Man, sweet Byung. You have received a new attribute. You have obtained the item Unbreakable Faith. You have obtained the item Dokebi Egg. Oh, his child. Good. I've collected all the items I asked Byung to prepare for me. All I have to do now is wait for it to appear. Byung is the goat for this. Byung really helping out. Byung risking it all. Because if people find out that Byung is helping Dogja, I can only expect like how horrible like he would be treated for it. There's the light. There's the sword that shouldn't be in the shop normally. Byung cares. Byung. He's here. Look at his ball chin. Are you the Demon King of Salvation? Demons dwell in the story's horizon. They're neither demon kings nor a part of the demonic species, but they're still called demons nonetheless. They crave stories as much as the Dokebi and despise the Dokebi as much as they crave stories. If you've been expelled from a scenario, this is the only thing you can count on. The mercy of the Horizon's demon. Huh. So, Dogja knowing about the Horizon's demon and like this whole space of outside of the stories means that this space was also mentioned inside of the story. Obviously, the Jungyok that we have met in the story so far wouldn't know about this because I can just expect that would be a way future, like 400 regression, 4000 regression or something. Maybe only then in that time, then Jungyok would have learned about like the Horizon demons. But Dogja read almost all of the story. Dogja won't let his baby go, yeah. So Dogja knows about it and knew that there was someone able to help him in this area. But I'm wondering what these things are going to do. So are they like the opposing force of Dokibis, or are they like anti-Dokibis? Is it like freaking was it like in Fairly Odd Parents with the fairies and the anti-fairies? He probably get kicked from the series in one of his numerous lives. Yeah, yeah. Early on, they were called Demons of the Horizons. Stupid Kim Dogja. The fourth was quickly becoming my favorite character in the series, and it's a barely spoken paragraph. The comment has been deleted. I have no idea what it is. Novel fragments. I thought of the nebula that would be waiting for me beyond that light. Okay, so this is from the novel. Okay. What is this? 25. What is this? What is this? Super likes? I have no idea. Guys, we're already onto the last chapter. We're already onto the last chapter of the webtoon for the day. This one, are these short? They're quite short. It feels short. Demons dwell in the story's horizon. What I don't get, how was that in the story? Dogja seemingly only survives because of the fourth wall talking to him. This is a good place to end it. Fuck off. Quick reader. No. I mean, Matcha. Junghyuk is just as special, and maybe because Junghyuk was like way more powerful than Dogja is at the moment, he was able to survive longer, or maybe it was because Junghyuk's constellation helped him to survive longer there. I forget how behind Webtoon is in the manhwa translations. It's like 10 chapters behind. About 10 chapters. But to not get smitten because I'm reacting, I'm staying on Webtoon. They're neither demon kings nor a part of the demonic species, but they're still called demons nonetheless. They crave stories as much as the Dokebi, and despise Dokebi as much as they crave stories. I must shut my mouth not to spoil. If you've been expelled from a scenario, this is the only being you can count on. The thing you can count on. The mercy of the Horizons demon. Oh, he's opening up his eye. How strange. Even with the archdemon's eye... So the archdemon's eyeball that was mentioned in the very first 15 chapters is now being used. So the archdemon's eyeball is an item capable... I need to write... And technically I should write this down right now, but I'm going to write this down when I reach this point in the work stream, so maybe in the future. So the archdemon's eyeball is an ability that lets you see the status and everything of people. But it's like, it's basically like an item that can see you the things, but it's probably not powerful enough to get through certain barriers, like in this case the fourth wall, and it would probably also be locked by the Prophet's protection. So I guess it's like able to see the status information of anyone except Dogja and Prophets. Of course, spoiling Omniscient Reader is a horrible sin for anyone who read the novel. Yes. Spoilers are sins. Not even Prophets can see my information. You seem behind the times for a Wenny man. Did you know I would come here? I did. It's pronounced Archdemon. I mean, it's Arch or Arc. It can be both, I think. Like, Arch. Pronunciation. Arch. I can see both. Anna Croft had the eye, no? Anna Croft had the eye? Was it Anna Croft? Did they say it? I don't remember. I remember there was something about the ancient dragon's heart was bought by a constellation for their incarnation in Italy. I think that was something that was said, but I don't remember if Anna Croft's thing was mentioned. I did. I bet you're here for this. That soul is mine. She implanted the eye using the nucleus of the sea serpents that Dogja sold. Spoils. Okay, here you go. So, Farah. It was mentioned. Okay, she used the nucleus of the sea serpent that Dogja sold. I did not forget Anna Croft. I just forgot if she used the Archdemon's Eye. And even if she did, like to some certain degree, it's not that relevant right now. That soul is mine. A version of me in a parallel dimension sent that here. That soul belongs to me. A version of me in a parallel dimension sent that here. Okay, so when future Yusong was died and was in between this the scenarios, she met like a future version of this guy, and this guy then basically made future Yusong into sending her back so that she could become a catastrophe. The Horizon just took the Archdemon's eyeball and implanted it somehow. Give me Naruto vibes where apparently everyone can just take. Yeah, it's basically like light bulbs. Dogshot's gonna yap now. I mean, maybe he didn't implant the Archdemon's eyeball into himself. Maybe he just has it because he's like that powerful. I don't know what you're talking about. I was wondering where the soul meant to return to the underworld had gone, but I see you got your hands on it. I ask that you return that soul before it's too late. Return? What do you mean? Does the Star Stream have some sort of lost and found section? This egg contains Yusong Shin from Junghyok's 41st round. I remember that, yeah. So in a sense, this guy is right. The one who transformed Yusong and brought her to this dimension is none other than this Wenny man. If you want to play games, let's ask her directly. She has free will. If you want to play games, ... Let's ask her directly. She has free will too. Yusong, he says he's your owner, but what do you think? Quiver. I see, he's not your owner. Dogja in this chapter. Well, actually... See here. Then who do you belong to? That's right. Souls can't belong to anyone, in the same way that no one can possess a story. How amusing, Demon King of Salvation. Are you trying to strike a bargain with me? I am. Your achievements have garnered much attention even here. However, if you want a deal, hand over that egg first. Do you not understand how bargains work? I'm afraid I can't do that. I need her. You have no idea of the value that egg holds. Yes, I do. The beings to be born from this egg can create a channel. Do you understand the significance of that? It means a star stream can be transmitted without the management centers of authority. Thus, this egg carries the possibility to produce countless stories. Okay, so normally the star stream basically, or like the management center of authority, like the star stream is like YouTube, but like every stream in this, like every stream that's run like by like the Dokibis gets like run through the management center authority, and so it's like kind of controls what stories can be created, what can be done, what the scenarios are, and whatever. But because Yusong's Dokibi egg is different, she basically doesn't have to comply to any of the rules that YouTube, the star stream, has, or like the management center's authority. Like, she is on YouTube, but she doesn't need to comply to the rules or something. This is me talking to my cats. Like me the most, right? He said he likes me the most. Damn, they got a monopoly of streaming. Isn't that why you want this egg as well? So, do you plan to betray Starstream? Betray them? I don't know. Can you say that the management center is the entirety of Starstream? Sometimes one part is the same as the whole. That doesn't seem like something a Wenny man would say. What is the translation for Wenny man? Is that the same in like your guys' fan translations? But fine, if that's the answer you're looking for, I'm going to destroy the world of the damn Dokibi. It's the same, okay. Then what is a Wenny man? By the way, welcome Drifted. It's like Dokibi, okay. Oh! I like you. Look at this guy. He looks way more than a goblin compared to like a Dokibi. Korea myth, something like that. Can I look up Wenny Man without getting spoiled? only going to pop. It's popping up here in Omniscient Reader. It's popping up in the Wenny Man and the Three Goblins. Okay, so Wenny Men are people who have like these balls on their face. Wenny Man, once upon a time, there lived a Wenny old man. He was a very kind man. Children laughed at him, but he didn't get angry. He only smiled. Guys, should I order the Wenny Man and the Three Goblins? Whatever. The Wenny Man active where the Dokibee's channel doesn't reach. The Wenny Man active where the Dokibee's channel doesn't reach. Play a role similar to the black market operators of Starstream. So you have two requests. First, looks like a weird nursery rhyme. Kinda like a Korean nursery rhyme. First, you wish to return to a scenario, and second, you want to obtain a new physical incarnation. Yes. For a price, they return exiles to scenarios, and even provide unique objects that can't be acquired in a channel. Of course, the price they ask is extremely steep. I can help with both matters. In return, you must give me the egg. I can't. Then I cannot help you. Damn, he seems completely sold on a Dokkaebi egg. I told you, I can't give you the egg. Even if it did return to you, you'd be unable to use it. It only listens to me. Don't tell me you've petted your stories. Exactly. Mixing Dokkaebi and stories. How foul. That's enough. I'll give you something instead of the egg. Story list. The king of the world without a king. The king of the world without a king. The one who fought against the miracle. The one who scorned the storyteller. The one who hunted the king of catastrophes. The one who killed an otherworld god. The demon king of salvation. Stories? Isn't that the only thing your kind receives anyway? My allied forces. Insect massacre. I don't remember those two. Was my allied forces from the general, the like from Jija's constellation, and insect massacre? I don't remember where that was from. And does that actually mean that you can only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13? Can you only have 13 stories? Or does the screen just look like this? I don't know. Stories. I expected them to be amazing, but they truly are outstanding. To think you have 6 stories that are at least legendary. From the beginning of the Demon Castle arc. Oh, is it because he basically just killed a lot of demons? Like, he killed a lot of lower ranked demons and he basically got the insect massacre thing? No, wait, he did... How did he receive it again? Was it because he killed a demon that had the insect massacre ability, like story, and he gained that story through that? And the demon gained that ability because they killed like countless of creatures and they were kind of treated like insects. Isn't that the only thing your kind receives anyway? It's from the red demon. Yeah. Looks like you have enough here instead of the X. Must I choose just one? For now. Then... For now, then... I'll take this one. The one who killed an otherworld god. Don't you think you're too greedy? That's my only semi-mythical story. In that case, this one. This one's not bad. The king of the world without a king. That's my birth story. You think you can give that away? I see. Then what about the Demon King of Salvation? That's how formerly became a constellation. Would you give it up if you were me? That might demote me. Then I'll make do with the one who fought against the miracle. Sorry, I have need for that later. Then what story are you willing to part with? I can give you Silla Tang allied forces. I don't even want that for free. How about this? Insect genocide. It's better than the other one, but it's been done before. I'll give you both, and if you need it, I can give you other historical great stories. Shall I take this as you refusing to make a trade? As expected, he's not easy to bargain with. The world isn't only made up of pushovers like Byung. I'm not sure how you've managed to maintain your existence until now, but I'm sure you don't have much time left. Your physical incarnation is falling apart. Stupid Dr. Kim began to wonder what story he should give. I'm frustrated enough already, so don't bother me. Just then, a story jumped out at Dogja. Take anything you want. 2 seconds later, not this one, not this one. I still need this one, and that one, but these two, yeah. What are you even? Huh? How about this one? This story was a legendary story that had no special skills. However, just the fact that the story existed was enough to pique the Wenny man's interest. Pow, smack, slam. Giggle, 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 giggle. So how do you like it? Fine, I accept it. Oh, it's a story of how he beat up Paul. Yeah, I guess somebody who hates Dokubis will like that. The one who scorned the storyteller. What a delightful story. So you have 2 requests. Peak Fable. First, you wish to return to a scenario. Second, you want to obtain a new physical reincarnation. The story you offered may be quite rare, but practically contains no skills. It falls a bit short of the price mark. For this story, I can only assist in granting you a physical incarnation. What? Why can't I return to a scenario? Isn't this usually enough for such a request? Paul is a terrible name. Dude deserves getting decked. That's also the stuff he did, yeah. I'll give you Silatang allied forces too. I don't need it. The situation is somewhat special at the moment. Because of what you did, the Korean Peninsula's management center and Nebula are on edge. Currently, nearly all the routes returning to a scenario on Earth are blocked off. Even with greater payment, it would be impossible. I have to return to the scenario no matter what. It's more important than a physical incarnation. That's a problem. It doesn't have to be Earth. Can I participate in any other scenarios? I did find a few places, but that'll be even more difficult. All the Dokubi have such interesting names, and there's just Paul. Like you have Dokgak, Byung, and those 2 are the only ones I can remember. Like, those sound Korean. But Paul, it sounds like Paul is like from, normally he's like taking care of like the European or like the maybe the American, North American area of like scenarios. But for some reason he got sent to Korea for this time. Imagine one Dokubi is just called These Nuts. How about my goat, Paul? No. Keep on sucking Paul's goat balls. Damn, existential char. You really must hate someone named Paul. All those Dokubis only knows like 4 of them. I mean, we don't know that many. I only remember like Byung's name, Dokgak's name, and Paul's name. I think we learned like at least 2 or 3 more, but I kind of forgot them. I did find a few places, but that'll be even more difficult. Moving to an escape scenario requires a greater probability. There's really no way? It's a much rarer story than you think. What incarnation in the universe could obtain a story about beating up a Dokubi? Just think of how you could put this in your Wen and show it off to your friends. According to Twisa, the Wens of the Wenny men are able to contain stories in them. So the Wen are basically the balls in their face. Paul, Dokgak, Byung, and Baram. Those are what I remember. Oh yeah, Baram is the old guy that is like the teacher or like talk with Byung in like the center. Hating Paul is in my veins. Actually, by the way, that reminds me of the brothers in TOG, Yama, Doom, and Paul. Yeah. Also, just idiotic. There's only one place that you could go to. The demonic realm. The 73rd demonic realm. Korea lacks their poles, don't they? Apparently, it's a place without the reigning demon king. It's also long been a place where scenario stragglers gathered. Are you really returning me to a scenario? That would be impossible. We're merely moving you to the 73rd demonic realm. 73rd demonic realm of or realm of Dogja's babies. However, I'll give you a little tip. It would take considerable luck and effort, but depending on how you use this information, you could obtain a physical incarnation and return to a scenario. Oh, he's sucking and huffing. Why do I feel like I got the short end of the stick here? Oh, he's blowing. He's opening up a portal. A path to the 73rd demon realm. Like, he gets sent to the 73rd demon realm, and he was the 73rd demon, right? So, like, they're saying this is a realm without a demon king. But isn't he supposed to be the demon king of that place? I wonder what the shiny Dragon Ball tastes like. It's a story, so it was said to taste like the most delicious thing that you can ever imagine. Stories can taste. The higher the quality of the story, the better it tastes. He needs to claim it or something. That's what I thought. There we see it. This looks like Kowloon. This looks like the starting area of Kowloon. I don't know if anyone even knows what freaking Kowloon I'm mentioning here. Digimon Story, Cyber Sleuths, and Hacker's Memory. This looks like the starting area. But it's like reddish instead of blue. No one knows who is the 73rd Demon King in Demonic Realm. Makes sense. Dogja was the Demon King for like 10 minutes or so. Yeah. Look at this Digimon nerd. Shut up. Yeah, it looks like Kowloon. Enter it quickly. It won't last nearly as long as a portal. So it's not a portal. It's just a rift. Your incarnation is being sent to a new time and space. The Starstream glimpses your existence. The Starstream turns a blind eye to your existence. You have reached an area adjacent to a scenario. Choose any story you'd like. Oh, no, not that one. Not that one either. That one's not for sale. The Starstream turning a blind eye is one of the most interesting parts of this to me. It is quite an interesting thing. Why is the Starstream turning a blind eye to this? Is the Starstream turning a blind eye to it because they feel like Dogja was wronged? Are they turning a blind eye to this because they want Dogja to return to the scenario? Yeah, Kowloon is based in a Chinese city, but if you search up Kowloon Digimon, you're going to find it out. Yeah, this area. You can't really see it. I need to make it bigger. Open image, new tab. That picture. So this apparently is in 191, 192. Like, we're still adapting quite fast, but can somebody tell me? Anybody here? Why was I told to only read chapter 189 of the novel? Novel chapters 191, 192. Finally, the Wenny man opened his mouth. There's one place that you can go. Where? The moment. It's slightly different from Webtoon from what I heard. Okay, if that's the case, we're just going to jump over. called the guy upstairs. I promise you'd be delighted. Maybe in the future. Maybe in the future. Doja gets his butt wiped out. We need a new Digimon game. It's going to come. It's going to come one day. But Pokemon knowledge, gonna need to brush up on Digimon. Like, okay. I mean, with newer Digimon games, I mean, the Cyber Sleuth, can you call Cyber Sleuth Digimon games? Is there a list? Can you call Next Order new? I mean, yes, it came out in 2023 on like Windows and Switch, but officially it came out in 2017. This is like the newest Digimon game we have, I think. So I'm at out. Bye. Have a nice one, Dad. I think this is the newest we have. Like, because Cyber Sleuth in Hacker's Memory, Cyber Sleuth came out 2015 on the Vita, 2017 on PS4, 2016, 2019 there. This is 2017 as well. And the Untitled game featuring the Olympus 12 is to be announced. Next Order is the best, worst game ever. The best, worst game? What's your favorite Pokemon? Mine's Rayquaza. I think for me it's Pawmi. It's good, but so bad. We also need to play Digimon Survive. We need to go for that. We need to finally get into it. Okay, let's read this chapter then. Let's finally read this chapter. Chapter 189, Episode 36, Story Horizon 1. Let me turn down the music for myself at least somewhat. On this day, everyone in Soul Dome was immersed in a dazzling light. Someone has cleared the 10th main scenario. Congratulations, you have passed the 10th main scenario. I can turn off the red filter, by the way, give me a second. I'll keep Castle for there. Those who were hiding in corners of Soul Dome to avoid the demonic people, and those who barely survived in the first and second floors of Dark Castle. All the incarnations who somehow survived the threat of the scenario received the same message. Hello Lachi, welcome to the stream. You have accomplished the Liberator of Soul Dome achievement. Liberator? People didn't understand it at first, but their bodies were convinced before their minds. Their limbs cramped, their pupils expanded, and their lips trembled. You can escape Soul Dome. The long wish had finally become reality. The people on the first and second floors of Dark Castle were summoned out into the city. Then everyone saw the same sight. I'm gonna only be able to stick around for like 5 minutes, Rip. I mean, I don't know how much longer we're going to go for. I mean, we're going to read this novel chapter here right now. Then everyone saw the same sight. The Dark Castle collapsed with a loud sound. The terrible nightmare gripping all of Seoul collapsed like a sand castle. The broken chunks soon turned into powder. People were filled with unknown emotions as they watched the scene. It's finished, someone said. I can go out. I can live now. The hell is over. Some people felt like it was the end of the tragedy. Compensation poured from the air. People had jubilant expressions on their faces. Another tragedy might begin, but for now, they were enjoying the immediate feeling of liberation. However, not everyone shared that sentiment. What happened to Dokja Ajusi? Kim Dokja's group escaped from Dark Castle. Jung Hee-won, Lee Hyun-sung, Lee Jie-hye, Gong Pil-du, Lee Gil-yong, Shin Yu-song, Han Soo-young. All of them were gathered in one place. There were those who survived because of Kim Dokja, or those who owed Kim Dokja. Does anyone know? Please say something, Master. How is Dokja Ajusi? The party members relied on their intuition to find someone who could explain the situation. However, the only person who could answer was silence. Yu Jung-hyuk was staring at the collapsed Dark Castle with his mouth shut. Damn, where are my pictures at? I can't understand the story now. Fuck you. Dark Castle collapsed, like history disappearing. Kim Dokja wasn't there. He died there. Yu Jung-hyuk stared while confirming the fact over and over again. Kim Dokja was dead. How could such a thing happen? Yu Jungyuk was unfamiliar with not knowing. Yu Jungyuk-shi, please say something, please! Yu Jungyuk stared blankly at Lee Hyunsung, who was shaking him. The first regression and second regression, he had never seen Lee Hyunsung make this face. Yu Jungyuk rarely remembered the expression that his party members made when they lost someone really precious. It was because he was always the one making such expressions. He was the only one who survived until the end of this tragedy and despair. By the way, this life was different. There were still many people by his side. He was suffering through someone's death with them. Yu Jungyuk-shi, Master! Everyone was staring at him. They wanted him to say that it wasn't too late. Still, Yu Jungyuk couldn't give an answer to these faces. I also don't know. He destroyed their last remaining hope. Sadly, this was the role left to Yu Jungyuk. I don't know what happened to Dr. Kim. In fact, he could tell them more. Banishment from the scenario. He could share the information he knew. Or maybe he could testify to the feeble hopes he might have. However, Yu Jungyuk didn't do this. He knew that talking about it would just be telling the party members. Why is there a comma? It would just be telling the party members, Kim Dokja is dead. You can't do anything for Kim Dokja. Some people said more by not speaking. A few people accepted Yu Jungyuk's silence, while others rejected it. Nevertheless, everyone understood the silence. The shift to Jungyuk's POV from being in first-person POV in the novel was so freaking cool when reading. Also very sad. Me when the reader is omniscient. Sheesh! Yannick, the real one. You're like the opposite of an omniscient reader, the not knowing at all reader. Dr. Hyung said so. He isn't dead. He will live again. Then why? Yu Jungyuk-shi, please tell me how to save Dokja-shi. Yu Jungyuk shook his head at Lee Gil-young and Lee Hyunsung's cries. If there was a way to save Kim Dokja, he would have already done it. There was nothing he could do. It wasn't just him. It was everyone. The constellation Prisoner of the Golden Headband feels a great emptiness. The constellation Abyssal Black Flame Dragon is lying down. The constellation Seo I Ilpil has broken his pen. I mean, like 20% of the manhwa omniscient. We're stuck in Dokja's head for like the entire novel, and then there's this fast switch. I feel like this big switch from like perspective would hit me harder if I was reading the entire novel and then this. Maybe when the day comes and I read the novel in 2040 or something like that. The constellation God of Wine and Ecstasy is looking at the abyss. Constellations on the Korean Peninsula are mourning the death of one constellation. Constellations on the Korean Peninsula remember someone's name. Yu Jungyuk had never seen so many constellations talking about a single constellation. The arrogant constellations were expressing emotions other than frustration or pleasure. They became aware of new feelings. The night sky was shining with more color than any of his previous regressions. Sadness, great despair, sorrow. The night sky made up of many constellations was shining sadly. Maybe Kim Dokja was hope for them as well. It was hope to show a different story. Something that could make a difference in the star stream. There are in many ways. Looking at a dazzling star in the sky, regressor Yu Jungyuk had a thought. If I regress now, the ability to restart his life was like the button of a nuclear missile that could be pressed at any time. Yu Jungyuk was able to go back in time after dying and make better choices with the information he had of the future. If he returned now, then Kim Dokja might revive again. However, Yu Jungyuk, wake up. Don't think things will improve if you repeat them a few times. What if Yu Jungyuk went back there and there was no Dokja? Or what if Kim Dokja didn't act like this again? Is she something like Sun Chan Kun or so but Korean? I think to a degree. It's like Sun. It's like a form of paying respect. It's like a form of paying respect. It's like if you respect a person, you add she, like the she behind it. That's why I will never call you that much, yeah. But Lachishi, 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 Lachishi. Yu Jungyuk was afraid of something for the first time. The Kim Dokja of his life might only appear in his life. Shin Yu's song of the 41st regression never talked about Kim Dogja, and he never met the Kim Dogja in his past few lives. Even if he went back into the past, the Kim Dogja of his life might not return. Sounds like a tropical fruit. True, the lachishi. I'm writing it down. It's going to be an item. Every time somebody buys the lachishi, you get 500 coin. Lived this round properly. The choice that had always been possible was now irreversible. He met Kim Dogja in his third regression, and they became companions. Then he lost Kim Dogja. Don't imagine that you will get better if you throw away this round. Maybe this is the round where you will see the end of this world as a human. Human here also being in quotation marks. Can I get 500 coins every time someone buys matcha? But you are not the creator of matcha. You are just an enjoyer of matcha. But the lachishi is a fruit that is growing in the world of... Let me not lie. It's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a while. There. Let me scroll up. It's a fruit that grows in a certain country starting with E. I don't even know if I can say this name. A certain empire. I'm the mage of matcha. Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't sure if I was. I can just say the names of your places. But human in quotation marks here is still a big thing, because that means that in the Twister story that Dogja read, Jungyok was not a human towards the end of the story. Yu Jungyok got up from his spot and bit his lip. Only these words remained. Just as everything in the Star Stream was a story, Yu Jungyok couldn't help acknowledging that Kim Dogja's words were part of himself. Huh? Why aren't you moving? Didn't you receive this system message? The Dokibi dispatched from the bureau looked down from the air. Ah, I see. Everybody is mourning his death. The party members resented his ridiculous tone, but not everyone was the same. Jung Hyewon barely maintained her calm and asked, "How is Dogja Shi? He has been expelled from the scenario. Can I ask what that means? Is he dead or alive?" I also don't know. However, it isn't possible to survive being expelled from the scenario, whether it's an incarnation or a constellation. That is all I know. Even a constellation couldn't survive. The party members stiffened at the words and their expressions became colder than before. Li Jihye retorted, "Isn't there a way? A way to save?" "There's nothing you can do. Honestly, it's amazing that you still have this type of mindset. I will give you one piece of advice. Don't think about unnecessary things and focus on the scenario in front of you. You haven't escaped from Soul Dome yet." The Dokkaebi sneered and flicked his fingers. Then messages once again poured from the air. The escape scenario has been given. Soul Dome will be closed soon. You have half a day to escape from the Soul Dome. The escape path is automatically provided. You will die if you don't escape from the dome within the time limit. Damn it! The party members looked at each other, but there were no solutions on their faces. In any case, there was nothing they could choose. Let's move. They started to move along the specified path. They ran, swam, or crossed railings as they constantly headed towards the outskirts of Seoul. Finally, the road markers ended, and they faced a group of people. These people, all the remaining incarnations of Soul Dome, were gathered here. There were approximately 1,000 people. Some faces were familiar. Min Ji-won waved her hand towards the side, and there was also the reclusive Han Dong-hoon. They were all saved by Kim Dogja. Yu Jungyok and the party members lightly nodded at the people they recognized. Here, the party members stopped at the same time and stared up at the inner wall of the dome. It was a huge cage that had been trapping them so far. Now they had a chance to escape from this prison. Everyone was excited, but nobody took a step outside. They were like a canary that couldn't easily fly out of the wide open cage. Instead, the people were looking around for something. One by one, the gazes scattered. All eyes soon gathered on one person. Still waiting for my system message. The German Dokkaebi is late again. I think the German Dokkaebi is like many, many years late. It was Han Soo-young who opened her mouth first. Yoo Jung-hyuk. Yoo Jung-hyuk faced Han Soo-young. She didn't say anything, but Yoo Jung-hyuk read her eyes. Don't waste the opportunity that Kim Dok-ja gave you. Yoo Jung-hyuk blinked slowly and stepped forward. Numerous people were waiting for him. It was to celebrate the moment they were finally freed. Yoo Jung-hyuk was troubled as he gazed as the group focused on him. Yoo Jung-hyuk had been in this position several times in his past life. He was sometimes eloquent and sometimes a charismatic leader. It wasn't hard to find the words to give the ground. Then why? He didn't want to say such things this time. Instead he said, I won't give up on this life. Perhaps there was no one here who would understand his words. In the midst of the terrible loneliness that came from his face, Yoo Jung-hyuk declared, so don't give up either. He didn't know if it had been delivered or not. Yoo Jung-hyuk turned away from the crowd and slowly walked to the inner wall of the dome. Then, bang! Just one, bang! Then two. His angry fist struck the wall. Large cracks spread through the inner wall of the dome, centered on the point that was in contact with his fists. It was a wall that couldn't be overcome after the scenario started. The wall collapsed slightly, and a gap that was the size of a human was made. It was a landscape that always existed but couldn't be overcome. Yoo Jung-hyuk took the first step into the landscape. Let's go! He stepped towards the scenario without Kim Dok-ja. In the darkness, the lone Kim Dok-ja finally woke up. And that's the end of the novel chapter. And also the end of today's stream. I would say. I do believe so. I dare say that this is the end of today's chapter I stream. I mean, I like the novel, how it's written. I'm 100% sure that I would really enjoy reading this novel. But you know, I'm kind of reading the webtoon. So I will read novel chapters when you guys tell me like, hey, Pyro, read that novel chapter. It's kind of different compared to the webtoon. I will do that. But I will not read every webtoon, every novel chapter. Yeah, that is my opinion. Look at you with your 32,000 coins. What a poor fellow. Trying his hardest to reach at least the 100k mark. Lachi doesn't want to see how many coins they have. Lachi just wants to be like, coins! Yes! Coins! it was just a shout out. It's just like, coins! Did it the wrong way, yeah. Cancellation Lachi. I'm still a broke constellation. I mean, we're going to have to find out the money. I mean, the money... You earn enough coins as is, but it's obviously it's way easier to spend what's the word? To spend coins than to actually earn coins. So kind of every constellation needs to find a way to earn coins. Besides, like, there needs to be a way of like earning coins for your constellation, through your incarnation. There will probably be ways to earn coins for incarnation. That makes sense. But then everybody would need to have an incarnation. me test something really quick. Command. How do I do this? Command duplicate. Change the amount. Redeem name. Where was it again? I completely forgot. YouTube sent message. Okay. Source. YouTube. Trigger. Where's commands? Add. How does this work? Okay, did this already work? I'm gonna open a lemonade state for coins. I don't think this is working yet. I don't know if I did it wrong or if I need to restart stream so that it's going to work. Just needs to say that thing. I guess maybe I need to restart it because I just created it. Nah, none of the commands are case sensitive. But I guess because I just created it, it probably needs me to restart the stream so that it's properly working. I think that's the case. I think that's the case for it to work. Yeah, I think that's the case. So guys, I'm going to end stream here. Was pretty good. Enjoyed those chapters. We're going to be back next week. And we're going to see how it's going to continue. What Dogja is going to do in the Demon Realm. And what everybody else is going to do. So that's going to be a big one. It's going to be a big one. And maybe some other time we're going to do work streams. I don't know if it's just going to replace like a normal Omniscient Reader stream, so that we're going to do 2 Omniscient Reader stream at like in a week, or if it's going to be like 1 work stream and then 2 chapters in another week or something. We're going to find it out. But for now, that's all from me for today. All that's left to be said is stay happy, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay not Matcha Mage. That's the most important message to all of you. Have a good night or good day. Bye.